Okay, now you can confirm if my screen is visible. Just type yes in the chat box. I hope my screen is visible. Okay, okay, Ganesh. So let's continue. So Darshini, you can treat this like a new class because I have already covered 40 topics. So I have covered topics on top of fundamentals. So there is no dependency. You can just continue this class.
Okay, sir.
There are no dependencies. I will
Okay,
take
sir.
backup classes for you going forward. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, in the last class, we have just completed discussing about how the first programming, how the Java program is going to communicate with the operating system. So we have also completed about the compilation part, execution part, and we have studied about some Java tools, right? So let me give you some theory so that we can completely conclude the first Java program execution part. So I haven't discussed about, I haven't given any theory for the Java execution, right? So after completing this execution, we will start the new concept which is called as Java fundamentals. The topic is going to be very interesting. So let us complete this execution, and I will also give you an interview question regarding compilation. We will understand about that interview question, then we will move forward to the Java fundamentals. So Java execution, so we have already seen about the execution. So the first point can be like, in order to perform the Java execution, we are just going to use say Java tool which is as follows. So we are going to simply use a Java tool. So the tool is going to be like what? Java, just Java, right? And syntactically, we can say like Java space class name dot Java, main class name, main class name. So this command is going to ensure that the main class gets loaded inside the JVM and the execution will be performed. As simple as that. So I can write like the above command will ensure that the main class dot class file of main method will be loaded into the JVM. As soon as this is loaded, secondly, the things, so many things will happen inside the JVM, right? The first thing is going to be the JVM is going to ensure if the main method is placed inside the class or not. First thing, it will confirm the main method will look, the main thread will look for the main method. Let me put, let me put it in this way. The main thread will be created by the JVM. First thing. Second thing, the main thread will try to get access to the main method. Third thing, all the instructions inside the main method will get executed in the top to bottom order. So we might be having a number of classes placed inside a Java file, right? And for all the classes, what the compiler will generate dot class files for each and every class. But only one class will be loaded inside the JVM, right? So point to be noted here is please be informed that only one dot class file can be loaded inside the JVM, and that has to be main dot class file. And whose responsibility is that to ensure that main dot class file is getting loaded? It's our responsibility. It's developer's responsibility, right? It's developer's responsibility. Darshini, don't worry. You feel like these things are very new. No worries. I will take
Okay,
you.
sir.
I will take you backup classes. Right? These are the things that I am just giving the conclusion for the previous session. So this is what we have discussed about the execution part in the previous session, and these are the things that we have to take care when the Java class file is getting executed. So the takeaway is very simple. Only one dot class file can be loaded inside the JVM. Right? That dot class file has to be what? The main dot class file. Whose responsibility is that? It's the developer's responsibility to load the main dot class file. Right? Dynamically, on demand, internally it loads many dot class file, depends upon the instructions that we are using inside the main method. We have seen the things in our last session, right? If you want, you can revise that video, Ganesh, in the previous session. Okay? So this is what the conclusion is about the execution part, right? Only one command you have to remember, which is the Java command. The Java command, right? Okay, one more thing I missed here. The Java command is going to activate the JVM. After the activations, the following things which I have just mentioned is going to happen. After the execution, and the above command will ensure that dot class file of the main method will be loaded, and these things happens internally. You do not have to do anything. You have to ensure that the main dot class file is getting loaded. That's all about the Java first program execution. All about the execution. So today we are going to see a new topic, new topic, a completely foundation level topic. To understand this topic, no dependency is required. Directly anyone can follow this. Right? So the topic is going to be Java language fundamentals. Very important topic to understand all the core Java concepts that we are going to discuss in the future. Java language fundamentals. So everywhere, not only in Java, everywhere the fundamentals are always associated in the real-time examples. If you take, like, to understand this, let us take a real-time example, real-time analogy, I can say. So let me input. Okay, let me take this picture. So this is what we call it as. Right? So I wanted to construct an house. Right? For an example, I am taking this real-time analogy. We can convert this analogy to understand the Java fundamentals. Okay, just try to focus. So for the time, just for an assumption, I want to construct a house, a beautiful house like this. In order to construct a house, I need to take care of some things. I need to take care of many things because so many things are involved to construct a house. You cannot just the house construction cannot happen just like that. So many things are involved, and a lot of time is going to get consumed, isn't it? Right? So things like some important things that I need to take care before even starting to construct a house. The first thing that anyone could take care is what? The budget plan. Forget about the budget plan. We need to we need to do the land acquisition. We need to own a land. land. We need to own a land first. Right? On top of the land, we will appoint an architect or engineer to design a plan, right? So we need to appoint an what? Architect. Architect. That this has to be taken care. After appointing an architect, we can analyze the budget. Right? Budget has to be taken care by us. After that, so on top of the budget, we need to purchase some materials like what? Sand, water, right? And cement and bricks and iron. We can keep saying this. I mean, it keeps going. Depends upon the one construction to another construction. If I want to construct a small building, small amount of these things are required. If I want to do a big building construction, a lot of these things are required, right? Etc. I am paging and etc. Let's focus here. And after this, approval from the corporation. Approval from the corporation, right? And again, we have missed so many things inside. We need manpower, or we need labors. We need manpower. Let us say that manpower. Without manpower, you alone cannot construct an house, isn't it? You need to appoint a lot of manpower. Manpower is involved, and we also need to take care of estimation. Estimated time that this house is going to take to get evolved completely. It is not like just planting just planting a seed and a house appears after some time. It is not like that. All these things should be taken care according to the time with the budget that we are trying to spend on, right? So what I'm missing here, manpower, budget, and time estimation. So this many things are involved to construct this house. And of course we have some we have some structural designs. I can say structural designs, and we are going to have some interior designs like electrical equipments. Structural designs are nothing but what the plumbing work. These things are going to be varied from person to person. Okay, sir, what these things are going to do with the Java? Why you are talking about the civil engineering in the Java programming language? Why these things are discussed there? The question that is popping into your mind, isn't it? We will just try to convert this analogy with respect to Java programming language so that the things will make more sense. Right? So now if you just look at this things that are involved to construct a house, just focus here. Sand, water, cement, bricks, iron. Right? These things are the foundation level of constructing any house, right? They are very fundamentals to construct an house. These are the building blocks to construct any house. Even though if you are constructing a small house or big house, whatever it is, not only house. You want to construct, if the government wants to construct a bridge, railway station, or any what we call it as any kind of government officers, these things are mandatory. These are the raw materials, isn't it? Without this, you cannot even think about constructing a house. So I can say that these things are available to us by default. These things are available to us. I mean, nature is giving these things to us by default. It's available in nature. So you can ask me, sir, how could you say that cement is available by default? Cement is a byproduct of limestone and clay. Again, those byproducts are available by default to us by nature. Right? These things are taken care by the nature. So it is available to us by default. When something is available to us by default, we can say that they are the fundamentals, right? They are fundamental components, right? So these are the raw materials that are available to us by default. You can ask me, sir, you are saying this is available to us by default, but I need to pay for this. Of course, even though you pay it or not, these components are common for all the houses. That is what I am trying to say. These are the raw materials that are common to construct any kind of house, whether it is small, big, Without this raw, of course, like this house should be constructed on top of land. Even the land also a kind of raw material, a physical, it's not a raw material, a physical entity, a flat form, right? So when I convert this to the Java programming language, Java programming language is going to give some fundamentals, a kind of fundamental equipments to the developers. We call this as what? Language fundamentals, right? These fundamentals, Java fundamentals, are provided to us by default, right? So if you want to develop any application by using Java programming language, use those fundamentals. That is what the Java is trying to give us by default. It is available to any developer by default, right? It is just like sand, water, cement, bricks, and iron, etc. Sir, what are they? What are those fundamentals that you are talking about? Can you put it across? 1 minute, please. Please hold. I am getting a call. Hello. சஷ்மார்க் சொல்லுங்க, என்னாச்சு? ஓகே, மேபி இன்டர்நெட் இஷ்யூஸாக இருக்கும். நோ இஷ்யூஸ் சஷ்மா. நான் என்ன பண்ணுறேன், ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணிட்டு எனக்கு அனுப்புகிறேன். இது மட்டும் ரெக்கார்ட் பாருங்க. புது ஸ்டூடெண்ட் ஜாயின் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. உங்க 2 பேருக்கும் சாட்டர்டே சண்டே பேக்கப் கிளாஸ் இருக்கும், சரிங்களா? நாளைக்கு செக் பண்ணுங்க உங்களை சிஸ்டம். கண்டிப்பாக ரீச் நாளைக்கு ஜாயின் பண்ணுங்க. ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் டாபிக். ஜாவா ஃபண்டமெண்டல்ஸ். இது பழைய கான்செப்ட்ஸ் இல்லைன்னா கூட இது புரியும். ரொம்ப இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்காக இருக்கும். டிபெண்டன்சி கிடையாது. கண்டிப்பாக நாளைக்கு ஜாயின் பண்ணுங்க. நம்ம சாட்டர்டே சண்டே we will discuss more about the backup classes. ஓகேவா? ஓகே, தேங்க்யூ சஷ்மா. Sorry guys, I just got a call. Okay. So where I was talking about Java fundamentals, right? Okay. I'm just trying to convert this analogy, these raw materials into which is you have some raw materials with Java, the form of language fundamentals. What are they? We are going to discuss about. Let me write it here. Java has provided some concepts to the developers. Developers are nothing but programmers. Programmers by default. By default, to prepare any Java application. To prepare any Java application, whether it is a small application, whether it is a big application, whether it is an enterprise application, banking application, no matter what the application is going to be, these things are common to all the applications. That's why it is called as Java fundamentals. Any Java application. By default. And they are called as Java fundamentals. It could be categorized into 5 types. I will explain each and every type. It could be categorized into 5 types. They are just like the raw materials. They are just similar to the raw materials. When you want to construct a house, the raw materials are common, isn't it? So these are the raw materials that is common to construct, to build any house. Likewise, in Java, these are a kind of concept that is common to all the applications. What are they? They are nothing but tokens. We have tokens. We have data types. Data types are going to deal with the data, right? Typecasting. And we also have Java statements, and at last we have arrays. With these 5 concepts, you can develop any application in the Java programming language by using the Java programming language. These are just like what? These are just like the raw materials that are used to construct an house, and these are going to act like a raw material that are used to prepare a Java program. Fundamentals to prepare Java program. Okay, if these things are acting like a raw material to construct an house, so here we are talking about manpower. See, manpower we have architect we have, right? So these two things talk about developers. You can the real time analogy, we are specifying it as an architect and manpower. If I want to imagine this to the Java programming language, so we call these two parts as what? Developers. Developers act like an architect to develop an application. That's what I'm trying to say. Developers. Developers. So developers, in the sense, I can say that developers in manager level who always do the project planning. The land, what is a land? Right? Land is like a platform. So you use your computer, right? You use your system. You use your operating system to develop what? To develop Java program, right? So likewise, you can convert this land. Just imagine this land as a real-time analogy. Want to represent this in the Java programming language? You can just say what? Operating system or your computer. Operating system, right? So this plumbing things, right? These are like a kind of what HTMLs, some designs, CSS, a different programming language for the user look. The front end components. Front end components means when you open Facebook application, you see what? You see the login page, and as soon as you do login, you get another page, right? You get into the Facebook application, you see your profile. The things that you are seeing, they are developed by the front end people. So they are developed using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Right? So this budget talk about what? Application, like application budget. Budget. Right? And this house, the complete house is talking about the application, the full-fledged application. If it can be a web application, it can be enterprise application, it can be banking application, any application. So these things can vary. I mean, application can be different, and these things, this plumbing, the HTML, CSS can be different. Operating system can be different. Developers can be different. Everything can be different. They change from application to application, or they change from construction to one construction to another construction. But you see, if you see this, the fundamentals are going to remain same for all the applications, right? That's what I'm trying to say. I hope my explanation is completely conveyed. Like it is making some sense now. Right? To develop any Java program, any application, any Java application, these things are necessary. These things acts like a raw material. Now we will understand one by one. What is a token? What are data types? Right? We complete all this. We will get a good command in the Java programming language. Again, command in the sense you will get to know to write a Java program without making any errors. Right? Shall we start? Right. Just type yes in the chat box if you have understood till now, so that we can proceed further. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Now let me write a typical Java program to understand. In order to understand the concept of tokens, to understand this, I will write a typical Java program. From the Java program, we will understand about the concept of tokens. It will make more sense. Okay. A simple Java program is always going to look like this. Public class. Don't worry about this. All these things, Darshini. I will explain you. It's just a plain Java program. Class test. And let me take a method public static void name string array box. System dot out dot println. What I'm supposed to print? Okay, hello guys. Right, hello Java. A, a Java program that has how many lines? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That has 7 lines. 7 lines of Java program. If I execute this, output is going to be very simple. Output is going to be hello world. Hello world will be displayed in the console. As simple as that. Right? So tokens. How can we understand about the concept of tokens? By looking at the Java program. Right? Let us understand that. So Java tokens are like, see, every program, every Java program needs to go through the compilation stage. Compilation stage is, we already know, it is going to check if there are any syntactical errors, right? Compiler is just like a teacher, or we can say that teacher is going to correct, right? Make any mistakes while taking notes. For example, from examination point of view, teacher is going to correct your answer sheet and marks are delivered accordingly, right? But Java compiler is not like that. Java compiler will ensure that 100% correction is happening. Unless and until you are writing the code in a perfect way by following rules and regulations, it is not going to allow this code for the execution. Execution will not happen if there are any errors. All the errors will be corrected. Right? So how this is happening? Before even when you send this code to the compiler, code needs to be sent to compiler to perform compilation, right? Compilation. So this code needs to be sent to compiler. Just assume that this is the compiler. Let me write that here. Compiler. So Java compiler is very, very clever. It is not going to check the whole, check. It is not going to scan the complete code at once. It is going to break the code into tokens. Each and every line. So the compiler is going to break the line of each and every code into text words. This is the line number 1. This line number 1 has 3 words. Compiler is going to break this line into 3 text words because we have 3 words, right? So public will be broken separately. It is going to look like this. Let me this is the line, right? This is going to be broken into 3 parts. First line is going to get broken by the compiler into 3 parts. Internally, each line, the number of words that you are going to place in every line will be broken separately into single words. Right? We call these words as what? We call these words as tokens. So first line has got 3 tokens, means 3 words, right? Not only words, even the special symbols like these brackets will be broken. Broken in the sense it is standalone, so there is nothing to be broken. It will be represented as a single entity, which is called as token. Right? Likewise, this third line has so many words, right? Right? Compiler will break this line into many words and it call it as what? Tokens. Right? This word will be, this line will be broken into separate pieces, just like this. Each and every piece is going to be called as what? Tokens. Hope you are able to get what is a token. Each and every piece of word that is placed on a line will be broken into separate words which are called as tokens. So if you see this this bracket, opening bracket will be broken, will be separated. This will be separated and this string will be separated, right? And again this opening, it has 2 brackets, opening and closing. Everything will be separated. Arcs will be separated. And again, so this part is going to get separated into two pieces. Let's separate this. Okay. Right. Likewise, every line is going to get, every line, the words inside the line will be broken into pieces. So I can simply say that the Java compiler breaks the line of code into text words, which is called as tokens. Right. So let me write that here. So here the Java compiler is breaking the line, breaking each and every line of code. So into the breaking into what? Breaking into text words. Text words, or sometimes it can be symbols, right? Which is called as Java tokens. Java tokens. And literally speaking, so this is called as, see, smallest element in the Java. This token is called as smallest element in the Java, which is also known as Lexeme. Very simple, guys. This is a typical Java code. Each and every line, the compiler will break each and every line into separate words, which is called as token, right? So this token is nothing but it is the smallest element in the Java, which is also known as Lexeme. Right? We will understand this. So when someone is asking you what is a token, so this should be your explanation, right? So what is behind this explanation that I'm going to teach you now? Okay. So let me create some space here. So in this example, if you check this example, some tokens are going to fall under some specific category. There are many categories. If you take this public, and if you take this class, if you take this thing, this public, this class, and again there is another public, and there is some void, there is some static, and there is some string, and there is something called okay. All these things are getting fall under, I mean, getting under one category. Let me write this here. I have just mentioned that each and every token can be called as a what? Lexeme. Now let us understand what is a lexeme. For example, let us say that if I have if I can like pronounce a word like integer, int, break, and for. Each and every word is a token. Of course, it is a token, but specifically we can call each and every word as a lexeme. Each and every word is a logical individual unit, which is called as what? Which is called as a lexeme. It is the smallest unit in Java. Only in Java. In Java, it can be a smallest unit, that is also called as what? Lexeme. Right? If all the lexemes are falling under a specific category, for example, when you check these three lexemes, these three words are falling under a specific category. What is that category? They're falling under a specific category called tokens. We have seen these things in our previous class. When keywords, we have discussed about keywords, and again we are going to discuss about keywords in the tomorrow session. No worries. These things are categorized into keywords. For example, in the real time, you talk about animals. Animals can be categorized into wild animals and domestic animals, right? Depends upon the things that food that they are going to choose, and depends upon the what what we call it as, it cannot live with people. I mean, wild animals cannot live along with the humans, because lot of threat is behind living in the wild, living with the wild animals, right? Likewise, animals can be categorized into, like, many types, depending upon the life that that they choose, and depending upon the things that they eat, right? Likewise, in Java, depending upon the words, we are categorizing we are placing these words under a particular category, right? So they are called as, so these words are combinedly be placed under a particular category in the form of keywords, right? This is called as tokens. This token one, we call this as what? Token. Tokens. One more example I will give you, it will make more sense. Let us say that, let us assume some operators, like we have plus operator, we have multiplication operator, we have minus operator, we have what? Division operator, right? And each and every operator is a smallest unit, smallest element in Java. Each and every operator is going to be what? Lexeme. So all these lexemes are falling under one category. What is that category? Operators category. All these lexemes are falling under one category. The name of the category is what? Operators. Operators. These are combinedly called as operators, and we call this what? Tokens. Again, we call this as what? Tokens. Tokens. Right? Hope making sense. So if you ask me how many types of tokens are there in Java, right? There are 6 categories of token. Again, tokens are subdivided into 6 types. So we have just started discussing about Java fundamentals, and the first topic is tokens. Right? So tokens are again categorized into 5 types. What are they? First one, keywords. Keywords. Second one, identifiers. Third one, literals. And we have operators, and we have separators, and we also have what? Comments. Right? So each and every lexeme or each and every keyword can be placed under one categorization. That categorization is called as a token. So in this example, I am able to place, okay, in the below example, I am able to place these 3 words under one category. The name of the category is keyword, which is called as a token. And this what we call it as, these symbols, I mean these operators, each, if you want to represent it as a single element, I can say it as a lexeme. If I combine all these lexemes together, and if I am able to place all these lexemes under one category, the name of the category is what? Operators. Right? We call this as another token. Likewise, we have 6 set of tokens in Java language. First one is keywords, identifiers, literals, operators, separators, commands. Right? If you understand all this program will make a lot of sense. Program is going to make a lot of sense. So we have used a dot. Are you able to see identify a dot here? System dot. Dot is also in lexeme. It is also a what we call it as, it is also a word. We call it as a lexeme. This out is a lexeme. And again, this semicolon is also a lexeme. Opening parenthesis is also lexeme. Is also lexeme. Every representation, every single in programmatic representation in the form of words or symbols, we call it as lexeme. And if some lexemes are, we are able to place a group of lexemes under one category, right? Under one category, we call it as tokens. So there are totally 6 categories. We have just explained: keywords, identifiers, literals, operators, separators, command. Right. So let us do some case study to ensure that we are able to understand what is a lexeme, what are tokens, and what is the categorization that I am just talking about. Okay. The question can be like this. Question is, find the number of lexemes and tokens in the following syntax, following expression. Right? Very simple. If this is the question, the answer can be like, so int can be this int can be categorized under what data types, or I can say keywords. We keep it as a keyword. Don't worry about this. We are going to discuss about each and every keyword from going forward. Can be placed under one category, which is called as what? Keyword. Right? And this a comma, if you see, can you see a b c d, a b c d, all this can be grouped together under one category, which is called as variables. I mean, let me, instead of variable, let me use it as identifiers. Right? You see the symbols equal to, and we have plus. I'm just filtering it out. Yes. Multiplication. All these symbols can be placed under or categorized under one category, which is called as what? Operators. Right? And this thing, semicolon is can be placed under one category, which is called as separators. Separators you can also call a special symbol. So the question is, find a number of lexemes and tokens in the following. There are 4 tokens: keywords, identifiers, operators, separators. See, we are able to identify a list of tokens: keywords, identifiers, operators. There are 4 tokens, and how many lexemes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lexemes are there. So the answer is 9 lexemes and 4 tokens. So tokens, right? So I can say, right, lexemes are the smallest element that can be identified as a word or symbol in the Java programming language. Smallest individual element. Right? Then the group of lexemes are placed under the group of lexemes are separated to place under one category. We call it as tokens. Third point is there are 6 types of tokens in Java. Types of tokens in Java programming language. Fourth point is the tokens are one of the concepts of Java fundamentals. Hope it is making sense or able to understand fundamentals. So we are going to analyze and study each and every fundamental. So the things that I have mentioned here, we are going to do a lot of research and we are going to study it together. Right? Under tokens, again tokens are categorized into 6 types. We are going to study each and every type. Keywords, there are about 51 keywords in Java. We are going to study each and every keyword. We are going to study about identifiers, literals, operators, subtitles, and command. After studying all this program is going to be like a cakewalk. You can just identify it. Do not want any IDEs to develop this program. You can just write this program by using the notepad. You can identify errors without even having the compiler. Without the compiler. Without the help of compiler. Right? Just type this in the chat box if you have understood till now. Good, sounds good. What about you, Darshini? Okay, sounds good.